Hi, John Cowan here. What's the expiration date on your home? Do you know? Is that filed away on some warranty or some paperwork, in your file cabinet or drawer? No, it really isn't, but it's something we can talk about. So I'm a realtor in Dallas, Fort Worth, Metroplex. I'm with Ultra Realty. Folks, I've been doing this for many decades, and not just real estate like you may think, but also from the standpoint of construction, renovation, making decisions on improvements in a home, and not just to put it back out on the market and sell, but for the efficiency, for the enjoyability of someone living in the home. All those things need to be taken into consideration. So I thought it was interesting today to talk about how long do some of the items in your home last. So if you're considering a little home improvement, and I think it's helpful to know roughly how long some of the various parts of your home are likely to last. And so if you're like me and you look at all the HGTV stuff and you get all excited about this stuff, but maybe you never pull the trigger on some of them, and then when you finally do, your wife says, why haven't you been doing this all along? Why haven't we done these improvements, when they come out? And so we really do need to look at technology and how it factors into some of these improvements that we might look at, because it does change things, not all of them for the good. So let's talk about roof, foundation, and HVAC systems. Folks, I'm a big deal with the big five: roof, foundation, HVAC, electrical, and plumbing. We're not going to talk electrical and plumbing today because we're talking more about things that really do not last for as long as what you would like. Let's talk about roof. I started selling roofing to builders back in the 70s. At that time, we had a standard shingle that builders used, and it was a 20-year shingle, warranty. Folks, it didn't last 12 years in Texas with our heat. If the hail or wind from hurricanes didn't get you, the heat dilapidated those shingles within about 12 years. The standard shingle today used by builders is more of what we call a 30-year or more warranty. Will it last 30 years? No, it will not. In North Texas, hail will get you in that period of time multiple times. Down near the coast, you'll have other types of damage from wind and etc. So roofing is generally asphalt shingles in our market. They're the lowest cost, really, of all the materials, but you've got to maintain your roof. You've got to keep leaves and branches and just debris off of your roof. It accumulates in a valley, it gets stuck down near the gutter. That's when it can back up and give you water and mold damage. So what other roofing options are there? You've got clay tile, concrete tile, you've got slate, you've got aluminum type products. All of those can last decades, lifetimes, but they come with a big cost and they have their own issues as well. I have literally seen concrete tile 30 plus years old that the finish was coming off of, and guess what? It can be refinished. So there's a way to stretch that out if you make that investment. But let's talk about a little secret of mine. If you get ready to replace your your asphalt shingles in the near future, or just next time we have a hail event or something that really damages your roof, consider fiberglass shingles that are hail resistant. They come with a special classification. Your average cost to do that shingle will be less than $1,000. I recapture that cost on my properties, my own home, in about 3 years to 4 years because of the insurance discount that I receive from my insurance carrier on my homeowner's policy. Talk to me about that. It's my little secret. Foundations. Generally here we have what we call a poured foundation, a slab. Good news, bad news. Good news is a slab should last a lifetime. Does it crack? Do we have foundation problems? We have bad dirt in Texas, you got it. Yes, we do. So you've got to maintain it. You've got to get some water on it. You can't let too much water be on it. So there's a lot of things you need to do. Pier and beam foundations, I love them. When I renovate properties in East Dallas and different parts of town where we have pier and beam, I love the access to getting under the house, being able to change plumbing, a lot of different things. Does it need maintenance? Yes, it's called shimming. Shimming the beams, the pier with the beam sitting on it, and shimming that to keep the level of your property. So it's easier to be done that way than trying to go under a slab and do that. So that's generally what we have here in our part of the country. Northeast, Northwest, they've got basements. Hey, I'd love to have that benefit, but mold is a bad thing that kind of goes with basements. My brother can tell you all about that from Michigan. So again, we have shifting, we have different issues, but foundations generally are a lifetime item. HVAC systems, furnaces, I've had furnaces go over 25 years, gas, but it's not prudent to do that. There's too much technology gain and reasons to change out for safety purposes as well. But generally consider about 20 years on your furnace and about 14 years on your AC. You start looking at SEER ratings on your AC, and it may be more beneficial at 12, 15 years to change out your AC, just for the benefits that it can bring you from an efficiency standpoint. So just don't stretch it too long. Next, I'd like to talk about kitchens and bathrooms, just kind of real quick. Hey, marble countertops, shaker-style cabinetry, they can last for 50 years, much longer than the popularity will, okay? So it'll go out of style. Keep in mind, there's a lot of things you can do efficiently with your cabinets by changing the faces of them without changing out all of them. And keep everything kind of in consideration on your countertops. I can help you with that, okay? But you can consider those being long-time items. Dishwashers, microwaves, I don't give them 10 years anymore because of the electronics. Same thing when it comes to cooktops and ovens. The more sophisticated, more electronics, the less time they're going to last without big repairs. Refrigerators, most of us can get 15, 20 years out of a refrigerator. So those are kind of the items in the kitchen. Bathrooms. If you had ceramic tile installed when that home was built, that ceramic tile probably is still good. The color may not be, but there's ways that you can change that color on existing tile. Tubs and commodes, those are items, folks. You can refinish a tub. You can replace commodes now for less than $150. You can spend more, and about the same cost for the labor. Generally, I look at tubs and commodes, replacing those maybe after 20 years or so. And you can do that for about $1,000, replacing both those items. Now, when you tear the tub out, you may want to consider then, of course, to go ahead and do your tile. So at any rate, I can talk to you about those sort of items, but without a big cost, plumbing fixtures are a great way to spruce up a bathroom. So those are just some real key factors there. Big deal, flooring and lighting. Lighting is something I'll just jump to real quick because that's a personal choice. You want to change all the light fixtures in your house, just don't go overboard and spend an enormous amount of money on something very unique that you may not get your money back on, or the style may change. Just keep in mind that we've got a lot of efficient and really frugal ways of changing lighting. But flooring, here's your big deal. This is the big item I could talk all day on, and I may one day. Do nothing but flooring. Bottom line, big cost initially to put natural hardwood flooring in, but it can last literally a lifetime. I have refinished multiple houses of flooring that was put in back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and that can be refinished for a little over $2.25 a square foot, completely look brand new. So big cost going in, long time, lasting. But laminate products, we've had around now for 15 plus years. Inexpensive, can kind of duplicate a lot of our looks. They're a reasonable item to consider, much lower cost. You can also spend more money on laminate than a lot of them. LVT, luxury vinyl tile. Now that's the big deal now. Hard surface is what everybody wants. Luxury vinyl tile can come in a lot of different ways. It can get pretty expensive. I use one that cost me less than $5 a square foot installed. It's got a crushed limestone base and a beautiful finish on it and it is 100% waterproof and pet proof, okay? So ask me about those items. Carpet, still popular, especially in our bedrooms, but living areas, the big deal now is hard surface. How do you know which hard surface to choose? It's up to you and your choices for your family, but talk to me about it. I can help you with that. So, folks, that's just some of the items that can be talked about from a renovation standpoint. Keep me in mind. Pick up the phone, call me. I don't mind answering questions like this for you. Go to my social media. My phone number, if you want to call me, 214-697-1146. John Cowan with today's real estate message. Until next week. Thanks.